Hey YouTube, welcome back to my channel. So if you couldn't tell already, I have new hair. I'm so excited about it. You know what they say, new year, new hair, and that's what I want to go for. So in the spirit of celebrating my new hair, I wanted to make this video for those of you who are starting up medical school and potentially, if you're starting a new year in medical school as well. As you know, this is really your time to just kind of set the reset button and try to do the best that you can to start a brand new year. And so I'm going to give you 5 tips for starting medical school and what I found really helpful for me when I started my medical school years. So number 1, be social. I know it's really hard for you guys who are just not as outgoing or not as social normally, but I think it's so important just to try to get involved in as many social activities as possible with your class in the beginning of the year. Obviously it's probably easiest to make friends in the beginning of the year, and I know it can be really overwhelming with just a lot of people and a lot of names, but this is really the time for friendships to be formed. It's only going to really get harder from here on out. So I really encourage everyone to just sort of step out of their comfort zone, really try to meet as many people as possible, and to just really remain open-minded about your teammates, because this is going to be the kind of rest of your journey. And these are going to be your future colleagues. And so it's really good to know everybody and also really try to find the people who click with you and people that you really see becoming friends later down the road. Number 2, I think it's really good to experiment with different types of study methods and also study environments. This is something I did not do enough going to medical school. I simply relied on a lot of the methods I used back in college that turned out to be completely ineffective for medical school. And there's a saying that when you go into medical school, you're literally drinking out of a fire hose, and that's pretty much true. You're just getting an incredible amount of information that you've never really had to deal with before. And obviously with that new amount of information, you're going to have to find some kind of coping study mechanisms that are going to be probably a little different than what you're used to. And for some people, some of their old studying methods worked, and that's great. You can continue using those, but I do recommend trying to experiment to see what works best with the material that you're currently dealing with. For me, for example, I was never a flashcard user, but I depended a lot on flashcards while I was in medical school. I used Anki like a religious text, and yeah, it worked out really well for me, but it took me a really long time to figure out that that was what was going to work for me. And I also noticed that color-coded charts really helped me as well, and although I used that a little bit in college, I didn't use it as extensively until I got into medical school. And kind of tying into number 1 for you right here, try to get to know as many people as possible and also learn from your classmates as well, because obviously people bring in different kind of study strategies into medical school, and so you can learn from them as well to get some ideas and to inspire you to try some new things. And also along with that, try new study locations as well. I used to never study anywhere besides the library, but because I came to medical school and I realized that I was studying all the freaking time, I decided I needed to switch things up because that wasn't working for me, spending literally every single day in the library. I felt really isolated, just really alone, and that wasn't good in terms of mental health and everything. So I decided that I was going to study at coffee shops, and at first it was really hard, but I kind of got used to it. I actually began to be able to focus more because I had to focus more given the background noise and everything. And 3, try to get involved in as many things as possible, like in the beginning. I'm not saying trying to overload yourself with activities, but find something that you're interested in. It doesn't even have to be a specialty. It can be like a music group, a dance group, or sports group, whatever it may be. Try to find something to get involved in because A, it makes you able to meet more people, which is tying into the number one I was talking about before. You can also build a lot of connections with not only your classmates, but also your upperclassmen as well, and also with faculty members, alumni, etc. And also, you know, just picking something that you are really passionate about that is not studying for your exams can be really important in preventing burnout later in the long road. The road to medicine is a really long road, and there's going to be so many obstacles in your way. The going gets really tough many times throughout medical school, and so you need something that really keeps you going, something that keeps you motivated. For me, a lot of it was music, and a lot of it was also community outreach as well. Number 5. So something that you should start doing from the beginning, if you haven't already, is practicing good sleep hygiene. I definitely did not do this, and I somewhat regret it. I'm kind of fixing it now, but if you don't already have good sleep hygiene or you don't know what it means, you should maybe go on the internet and just Google ways to practice better sleep hygiene. I can tell you some things right off the bat. In terms of caffeine intake, try not to drink more than 3 cups of coffee a day, and if you do, don't drink it in the afternoon, because that's going to keep you up at night. And also try to limit the amount of like computer screen time, iPhone usage time, like within maybe 1 or 2 hours of you going to sleep. That's really important as well, because as you know that the blue light can keep you awake at night and doesn't result in restful sleep. And also try to maintain a good cycle in your first 2 years, your preclinical years. So, you know, try to keep it the same every day. You can maybe like vary a little bit on the weekends. I wouldn't say vary it too much. So don't, like, for example, wake up at 6 a.m. on the weekdays, but then wake up at like noon on the weekends. And that has been shown to actually improve your sleep quality over time, and also to prevent things like tension headaches and stuff like that. So yeah, those are my tips for you guys who are starting the new year. I hope that they were helpful. As always, you know, if you like this video, give me a thumbs up and feel free to subscribe. And also, if you have any questions, feel free to comment below and I'll try to respond, okay? Alright, thanks so much guys. Good luck!